I'm going to start by saying that I'm not an expert in AI. I'm speaking from the perspective of a consumer, not as a developer or as someone with expertise. So yesterday, I was listening to a CBC podcast about how AI was a bubble that was about to burst, kind of like the dot-com bubble. The concept of AI being a bubble isn't anything new, but it started to become a head recently as investors are starting to realize that AI isn't making any money. It's the classic playbook of throw lots of money at something and figure out how to monetize it later, which Spotify has been doing for almost 2 decades now, and they're still not profitable. But from the perspective of me as a consumer, AI has been more of the butt of jokes than anything practically useful, at least in the way it's currently implemented. I mean, generative AI is cool, but it's more of a novelty item, like a party trick. Like, Petapixel used a pretty bad AI generated image as the cover photo for an article about a man shooting down his neighbor's drone. Seriously, this guy isn't even aiming properly. And also, this change.org petition. Why? Is this kid okay? And what's with this globe? For me personally, AI generated images are something I tinker with on the side for fun. For fun. It's cool to see what I can generate with prompt tweaking and inpainting and stuff, but when AI makes mistakes like these, they're only really acceptable within the AI art circle. Because as soon as you try using AI generated art elsewhere, you get a lot of scrutiny. Never mind putting artists and photographers out of business, the quality of your work is going down. As for things like ChatGPT, well, given how it sometimes hallucinates, i.e. give blatant disinformation, it's not really something I'd want to use as a research tool. People are usually able to catch AI-generated text, and it looks really bad on you. A lot of the stuff that ChatGPT can do is about as useful as the stuff Siri can do. It's a nice party trick, but I will never need to send someone money with my voice. To date, the only really practical application of ChatGPT in my life is coming up with street name ideas for city skylines. Most of the time, though, if I need information, I just use Google because it's faster and I can actually see the sources. Don't get me wrong, I think AI has potential, and I think it's here to stay. I just don't think it's gonna stay in our faces. When online services and software and even hardware is being infested with AI being slapped on at random, yeah, that's not how it's gonna work. Where I think AI will shine is out of sight, out of mind, behind the scenes, without drawing attention to itself. And get this isn't anything new. If you've ever used Google Photos and searched for items and found that it was able to recognize objects in your photos without you having to keyword them, that's AI. And that functionality has been around since 2015. I was still in high school back then. That's 7 years before ChatGPT. And this silent keywording functionality is way more useful to me as a consumer than an AI booking an entire vacation for me. The feature works behind the scenes without your intervention, and when you do need to search for a photo, it's just there. It's a great functionality to have. Features like these may not be fancy and splashy, but they solve actual problems rather than just creating a buttload of new ones. I don't think AI will go the way of the NFT or cryptocurrency. I do think AI has been oversold, though. I'm hoping that once the AI bubble pops and everybody realizes that they do not need an AI-powered toaster, we'll see more subtle but also more practical forms of AI emerge.